Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Wednesday, March the 20th, 2024. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. Do your own testing, trade your own charts. All right, we'll set that aside. Crude oil inventory session this morning at 10:30, so we'll run this session till about 10:15. And then I'll close this stream down and open a new stream for the crude oil inventory report. Crude, getting it done this morning. We are on the May contract as of Monday. Volume did move over. We pick up a short trade set up at 9:05:09. That is exchange time, traded out of New York. That gives us targets 1 and target 2, 15 and 23 ticks, 38 ticks on the morning, and a one and done session. For those that missed that one, the second trade also went to target 2. That one for 19 and 30. Unleaded. Also a good session this morning. One and done. Picking up a long trade at 9:10:59. So actually a setup. Triggers in 3 bars later. Target 1 traders get 52 ticks, target 2, 81. And we come back and trail out at 112 from the entry at 076. So 36 ticks on the trailer. 52 or 81 on targets, assuming you're just running 2 positions. So 88 ticks for target 1 traders, 117 for target 2. And we're under 2 minutes to market open. We will go ahead and bring up micro NQ. Possible long trade, target 1 being the session high, 330 3/4. Flat on micro Russell. Soybeans is in a get in sync short, and the YM is flat. Pound Aussie is in a get in sync long, is just below the entry right now. We did get in sync this trade right back in here. Or I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. We came back up right here about 9 o'clock, between 9 and 9:15. And it's hanging around right there. And the market is open. Long trade on soybeans. We didn't get a chance to get into the short. 92 3/4. That one went through in a hurry, so may not have been able to get into that one. No, that one, hey, yeah, that's going to be a no trade. Just 6 seconds from the setup bar to the close of the next bar, and it went right on through to target 1. So that's a no trade. Not enough time to execute that. And the YM with a short. That's a trade off the 20 SMA, proximity to the 20 SMA. All right, soybeans unfortunately got all of our targets. The YM getting target 1. Is that big enough trade is the question. Nope, we go to target 2 for 29. It looks like we hit that on the nose maybe. Low of 456. I'm sorry, that was it. Target 2 is 425. Yep, we hit target 2 on the nose. And we're at 453 for the stop. We got as high as 452. So we're still short, and there it just knocked us out. But that's a one and done session for the YM. There is our money management, and our target was right down here. So 29 on target, 1 tick on the trailer, 30 ticks on the morning. $150 for $5 a tick. Micro NQ is flat now. Very good chance this is a valid long trade on the micro Russell. That's one of those you got to be watching it to be sure. I'll bring that up in just a minute. Now we have a new short. $52.9. We got down as low as $52.8. Take that to $52.7. 1 tick above where our long entry was. So I'm going to go 4 ticks below the target 1. So 51.3. And that is a stop out, so that is a no trade. And was that trade? Yep, that's a valid trade on the micro NQ short. It's got to work down through the 50 EMA. Long trade now at 57.1 on the micro Russell. There is our entry. So here was our entry, and we hit the stop first and then the entry. So yes, that's a valid trade. Make sure. Yeah, we didn't come back to the stop, so we are good. So that was a win. Targets 3 and 4. Avoided the short. We hit the stop, but not the entry on the long, so that one is still valid. Looks like hitting target 2 at this session open on micro NQ. So that is a win on our first trade of the micro NQ as well. Soybeans still in the long trade that went too fat. No, I'm sorry, that actually stopped out at break even after hitting target 1. So we're flat looking for a new trade. Pound Aussie testing the 20 SMA, just up above the entry now. right, trailing the micro NQ now, 289 3/4. Still in the same bar on the micro Russell. $287 flat. For the micro NQ trailer. Alright, so far we still have a valid long on the micro Russell, but it looks like we're about to get a short. If we get a close down here, we've got a looks like we'll have a crossover. Even an up close is going to give us a crossover, which will cancel the long trade. Target 3 is our next objective on the micro NQ. Right there, and our trailing stop at 287 flat. Still haven't closed the bar. It'll cancel the long setup on the micro Russell. Please do say hello in the chat. Nice to know who I'm talking to. So crude is complete. One and done session this morning on the 9 a.m. mini session. Good morning, Neil. Unleaded also one and done this morning. YM one and done. Soybean still waiting for its first trade. First long, didn't get in sync with the short, and the long trade went through too fast to grab. 284 1/4 for the micro NQ stop. Pound Aussie looking to try to push through the 20 SMA. $270 flat, and reaching targets 3 and 4. It's a nice winner on the micro NQ this morning, and we did finally get our short set up on micro Russell. Long does cancel, so that is 52.9. We have the spike to 52.8. I'm going to set that one at 52.7 again. And looks like we just triggered that in at 52.7. This is a little bigger trade. We got a wick on that one. target 2 big enough on this one. I would take profit at targets 2 and 3. So far we have one win and waiting for our second trade on the Micro Russell. Micro NQ still trailing at 270 flat. Looks like a potential long trade here on soybeans. What's our 98.50, 98, yeah, 98 3/4. There it is. Very close to that 1200 level. Micro Russell short. Micro NQ is short. Still not triggered into the soybeans trade yet. Pound Aussie is long. Micro Russell is trailing. We start trailing at 70% of target 1. And so our trailer is 53.6 at the moment. So that reduces our risk to just 9 ticks currently. Oh, it looks like our entry is 11.99 flat. On soybeans, and we did hit that, it looks like. And we stopped out on the Micro Russell for a small loss. That's one win, one loss. Just a 9-tick loss. 267 flat for the Micro NQ trailer after hitting targets 2, 3, and 4. Soybeans encountering some headwinds. Very likely the 1200 level. Good morning, Mark. How are you this morning? It's a good morning so far here. Spotlight for crude, unleaded, the YM, and the pound Aussie. Counterpunch for soybeans, and catapult for the micro Russell and the micro NQ. Running examples of 3 different strategies here. Got a new long trade on the micro Russell. This is getting old. That's the 3rd time it's hit the stop before getting to the entry. 2 of them have been avoided trades. No, I take that back. One was a winner, 1 was avoided, and 1 was a small loss, as we did start trailing on that last trade. Let's see, what was our... Need to go up 3 on that, so 56.5. That will be our money management, our break-even point. And stopping out on the micro NQ at 267 flat. Almost target 3 on the trailer. And we get a close above the 20 SMA on the pound Aussie. That bodes well for that trade. That trade originally set up right around 3 o'clock this morning. Almost got to money management, but came back, gave us a chance to get in at our start time at 8:30. Good morning, Don. No, we didn't hit the stop first. Yeah, 3 longs. We've had a winner, an avoided trade, and see what this one brings. So micro NQ is flat, as is the micro Russell. Long on soybeans, long on the pound Aussie. And here we come toward the micro Russell entry. Still a valid trade. Calculator will not track this one because it did, if it does trigger in, because it's hit both, assuming it, yeah, it's not going to close this, unless it closes down, it's not going to close this bar without triggering in. Still didn't trigger in, so still flat. We have a filtered trade on the, for a potential stop and reverse on soybeans. Hybrid mode keeping us out of that short trade. Since we are in a long trade already, we have to see the trend indicator turn down. That blue line would need to turn red. Which means the 20 SMA is trending downward. But at the moment it's trending upward, so that's keeping us out of the short. And we'll see if we pull back up or not. Our stop is at 94 1/4. And stopping out. Now the trade becomes valid, and so much for being valid. Just hit target 1, so that takes it off the table. We did take a full loss on the long trade. Risk was 19 ticks. 4 positions, that's 19-point loss. So we'll wait for new trade. Short trade on the micro Russell. Just the third trade this morning on the micro Russell. $49.5 for the break even. We have a 14 tick minimum to begin trailing or to go to break even. So that's why we're a little bit below target 1. trail start multiplier is 0.7, but that we still have that 14 tick minimum, so there's money management. So we will at least be break even on this trade. And that's where we stop out intra bar with the 1 tick break even. It just touched money management. That's a place we differ from what the calculator is capable of. The calculator will only operate at the close of a bar, but on the move to break even, we will make that move intra bar. And the pound Aussie back to the entry again. Nothing happening on the micro NQ. So everything is flat at the moment except for the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is long. So 1 win, 1 small loss, just 9 ticks times our 3 positions, and a break even. Pound Aussie had some zebra stripes, but looking like it's consolidating. A lot of up and down in these small moves. And back to the entry on the pound Aussie. So a session low at right around, or actually just came close to the session low. The session low was already there. Right around 3 a.m. It's basically been kind of stuck since then. Long trade on the micro Russell, triggering in. go up 3. It's only 11 ticks to target 1, so we go to 55. Micro Russell, 1 tick away from money management. And there it is. So trade number 4 will be at least a break even. 53.7 for the stop now. So our first actionable target is target 3, right there. Short trade on soybeans, 91.25. Looks like a 9-tick target. And the stop at 95 flat. All right, no 10 a.m. crude mini session because of the crude oil inventory report this morning at 10:30. Looks like we'll have to call it a morning in about 5 minutes on this session. So only 1 trade so far on the micro NQ. In our 4th trade on the micro Russell, a win, a very small loss, and a break even, or at least 2 break evens. A break even, and we're in a break even trade at the moment. Still looking for targets. Short setup on soybeans. Okay, crude opened this morning at 80, or yesterday evening at 82.54. We're working basically just about 15 cents above the session high, or session low. Session high at 82.65, so $1.50 range. That could make for an interesting crude session. YM is pushing up. Micro Russell is trying to push up a little bit. Looks like Micro NQ is trying to. Micro NQ is not short. It stopped out. It's looking like it might actually set us. Now it's going to get a crossover to the long side, looks like, on this bar, which means another down bar would probably give us a crossover to short. And I see what I wanted to do with that. YM with a pullback. Clean up the top of the chart a little bit. Soybeans triggering short. And pound Aussies back between the 200 and the 50. 20 crossing down below the 50 right now. Micro Russell getting target 3, so that's the second win of the morning. Actually, I need to check what our Okay, 6 ticks behind the 10 EMA, which is what I thought I remembered. And let's see, that 10 is 54.3, so it'd be 53.7. So that's where it is. That's the break-even stop as well. So we're trailing. My data may be running a little late. Let's see if it is. Nope, it's up to date. And we got a nice short out of the micro NQ, but so far since then it hasn't been doing much. An up close from the micro NQ is going to give us a long there. But it is time to say goodbye for this session, so I can get ready for the crude oil inventory report. Micro Russell with the second win on trade 4. Pound Aussie not doing much of anything and taking heat on soybeans. Rough day on soybeans. We're right into the volume transition. Probably by Friday I would expect we'll transition over, but right now we're still about 2-to-1 on the May contract. We'll be transitioning to July. All right, folks. We will see you back in about 7 or 8 minutes. So have a good one. We'll see you shortly for the crude oil inventory report.